Good morning, everyone. Yes, 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 it's a good morning again, and I'm in a hurry. Uh, I think, okay, I've got about 10 minutes before I should be over at the barn now, okay? How did I get back like this? I made some pesto this morning. I did some other things as well already. There goes Sage again. He hears me. Goes, hello, hello, hello. I also got the sheet ready, and I got my little wagon out there. Then I'll throw the sheet over it, and I've got this gazillion perilla. Gazillion. I mean, I'm not even overdoing it, really. Well, yeah, okay. Well, there will be a gazillion seeds. So I pull them, shake them over the cart and the sheet, and all the seeds come out. It's a great way to collect them. Got to do that today. Got to do that today. Got to do that today. And I got to pull all that stuff out because it's all over my manure and soil making spot. Yes, I make my own soil. Isn't that something? Oh yeah, have to here. This was a strip mine, and there is. Oh man, if there is this much topsoil, well, that's great. Everything underneath is as hard as a rock. Lots of clay, which is great. I made my own clay. In the other videos, I made my own clay. We made our own clay this year. Did my grandchildren and that one little boy I took care of as well for summertime. And made all kinds of little things out of it. It was wonderful. Loved it. They loved it. And, well, anyway, so lots of clay in the ground here, which, again, now I know how to make my own clay. It comes out really, really well, too. How do I fire it? Yeah. Make things that you don't need to high fire. The oven works for 500 degrees, kind of low fires, low fires. It's enough for just things that you put on the shelf. Anywho. But I have an old stove out here, cast iron stove. I'm thinking about making that into okay. I have ideas. I watched some videos where also a very simple way of actually firing your clay with charcoal. And I have some charcoal out there. I bet you nobody's going to use that now again. It's going to just sit there and. Okay, all right. So, I've now already talked, I don't know what. I saw something this morning again, and I don't really want to get into it. The excuses for certain things or the stories used for certain things to then excuse, okay, stuff out there people want to do, have the right to do, is, and then using a child to do so is, to me, I guess people are falling for it. The one thing all I can say is, if anything, there should be balance, okay? Right now, all I can say is that a lot of things out there wouldn't exist if everything were to go according to what? God's plan of how people, mankind, humans are supposed to live together. But it's not like that. So in order to get on that right track again, I can't see who that was. In order to get back on that right track, right? What, now for 6,000 years? Man, I can't believe it's taken us that long. Unbelievable. There has to be some balance with certain things where one just has to acknowledge, okay, this is a situation, yes? And then, okay, what's the grander picture here? What's the bigger picture of this problem? Why could this even happen? As I'm not going to mention it. Some people might say, yeah, I think I know what she's talking about, this and that. And then, right, there's one thing I'm going to say here to single parents. Don't bring some other lover into your life if you have children. Okay? Don't do that. You want to have a love life out there or whatever, this and that, you keep it outside of your house, away from your children. because you never know who you're going to bring into your house and what they are going to do to your children. Huh? And then pretending to be blind to it all on top of that. Yes. It's one of those little, in my opinion, sacrifices that you make. As a parent, when you have to raise your children on your own, and the other party just takes off. Sometimes they pass away. Yet still, I'm just saying. If you do that, and you wait until your children are grown and out of the house, I guarantee you that God will have someone ready for you. Because you sacrificed all these years for your children, protected them. He'll have someone ready for you to spend the rest of your life with, and it will be the best person that you will ever meet. And you will be the best thing to them. Do you know what I mean? That's one thing. Don't, because of your own selfish reasons, bring strangers into your house who then will abuse your children. And why is it that children are so afraid to say something? Why is that? Huh? Why is that? So again, that's all I can, that's the best advice to give. Huh? You would avoid a lot of heartache, traumas, I don't know what, in your children. And then also people out there wouldn't be able to use your children and what's happened to them for their own agenda. Right? Okay. All right, let's get going. All right, we're in 2 Samuel 9. David's family and the intrigues over the succession. Whoopity 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 whoop. Here we go. Merib-baal. Merib-baal. 2 B's, 2 A's after each other. David's kindness to Jonathan's son. Oh, David asked, is there anyone belonging to Saul's family left to whom I might show faithful love for Jonathan's sake? Now Saul's family had a servant whose name was Ziba. When he had been summoned to David, the king said, are you Ziba? At your service, he replied. The king said, is there no one left belonging to Saul's family for me to treat with God's own faithful love? Ziba said to the king, there is still one of Jonathan's sons. He has crippled feet. Oh, we heard about that one. I wondered why that was in there, and then there was nothing. The king asked, where is he? Ziba replied, he is living in the household of Machir, son of Amiel, at Lo-debar. So King David sent for him to be fetched from the house of Machir, son of Amiel, at Lo-debar. On entering David's presence, Merib-baal, Merib-baal, son of Jonathan, son of Saul, fell on his face and prostrated himself. David said, Merib-baal, he replied, here I am at your service. David then said, do not be afraid. I will indeed treat you with faithful love for your father Jonathan's sake. I shall restore all your grandfather Saul's estates to you. All of it. And you will always eat at my table. Merib-baal prostrated himself and said, who is your servant for you to show favor to a dead dog like me? Oh my gosh, how has he been treated to feel that way? Oh, well. The king then summoned Saul's servant Ziba and said, everything belonging to Saul and his family I give to your master's son. You must work the land for him, you and your sons and your slaves. You must harvest the produce to provide food for your master's family to eat. But Merib-baal, your master's son, will always take his own meals at my table. Now Ziba had 15 sons and 20 slaves. Whoa! And that's a servant. Holy cannoli. Ziba said to the king, "Your servant will do everything my lord the king has ordered his servant." So Meribal ate at David's table like one of the king's sons. Meribal had a young son whose name was Micah. Oh, Micah. All the people living in Ziba's household entered Meribal's service. Meribal lived in Jerusalem since he always ate at the king's table. He was crippled in both feet. Oh. Well, we're not getting into that was like the overhead David's family and the intrigues over the succession. So well, that's a nice thing to do. I can't say anything here. I guess we'll find out more later. That was nice. I can't say anything about that. That was a nice thing to do. Oh. Who is your servant for you to show favor to a dead dog like me? Hey. And you. Okay, that's it. I don't really have much more to say right now. And I've got to go to the barn. I've got company coming. I got company coming. I got company coming. I got company coming later on. I always have a list of things that are really difficult for me to do by myself. Or difficult I shouldn't be doing by myself. It's not like I can't, but I'd really suffer afterwards. So try to, if I have a helping hand with something, right? So I always have a list. And when people come, I'm not going to say, okay, I have this whole list. We're all going to do that. Now I look, okay, who is it? What could I do? From that list, one or two things. Yes? Yeah. And slowly everything gets done. I'm still looking at that. That is one thing. I'll have to add that to the list. There's a stump over there. If I actually do it and finish it, I'm going to show it to you guys. I told my sister-in-law just to prep her, I said, I'm going to bring something in the house for, I want it decorated. And she looked, she said, what? I said, you see that stump over there with the root? There's the roots are all there, but it's an old one. So it's kind of nicely rounded off with the roots aren't way out there or anything like that. And it kind of looks a little like a flower from here. So I need to cut off part of the stump. It's too long. And then I'm going to bring that in. That also will sit nicely. And I have this idea. I'm going to clean it up really good, sand it some. It's going to take some time, right? But I can do that while I watch something or listen to something, right? Yeah. And then I'm going to stain it and put a nice glossy finish over it all. I know, right? I have this thing in my head again. Am I going to do it? I don't know. I want to. And then I thought for Halloween, I hang on little pumpkins, right? Yes. Oh, no, I'm not buying any of that. I'm going to make them myself. And little ghosts. I found these huge acorns, and they'd be just the right size for the heads of little ghosts. Yeah, I know. It's my oldest granddaughter's birthday is Halloween. So, yeah, I want to do something special. Maybe I'll bring it to her for her birthday. My daughter would have a cow. Mom? What? My granddaughter would love it. They have a bigger house now. So, anywho. My sister-in-law. She looked good. You're going to do what with that? I think I'm a bit of a challenge for people around me. Ah, yes. I think in many ways, God's love is a great challenge for us, isn't it? We all want it. We want to be surrounded and embraced by it. But it's such a great challenge, right? To receive it, to actually be able to receive it, not because God doesn't want to give it to us. We have to be ready for it. Yes? Yeah. Anyway, so. Father, I love you so much. Thank you for another day. The sun is just coming up over the trees. It looks gorgeous here. And of course, the leaves are falling now. Beautiful fall colors already. The leaves, if I could show you, but there's a bunch of fog going on right now out there too. And then when all the leaves have fallen and only the pine trees still have theirs on, I call them skeleton trees. I love the look in the wintertime of all the trees with just their the trunks and the branches and the tiny branches, and on how they all have their own, right? Every tree is an individual out there. Yes? And to see them just in their bare form is beautiful to me as well. Isn't that amazing? Every tree. There isn't a tree that has ever grown, and however millions, billions years of the earth is old, that's ever been exactly the same. That's something. I'm sure it's with many different other things exactly the same. And we are too, right? Yes? When I was a kid, I often thought, man, do other people feel like this? Do other people? This is just me. This is really me. This is me. Okay? Yes? And I wondered if other people felt also like they were just them. Yes? Do people? I've actually never ever even asked anyone that. But I'm amazed over how we are all just me's. Isn't that something? All right, this is a short one. I got to go to the barn. They are waiting over there. Got the chicken coop cleaned out yesterday too. Now I've got to train the chickens to get back out of the barn, which means I've got to make sure they're all out of the barn so I can close up all the windows and train them to go back into the chicken coop where they are going to be fed from now on again too. Wintertime, yes. Things change. Just about every season, a little something changes in taking care of everyone here. Yep. Man, I have to tell you, when I'm in charge, it's a well-oiled machine. Yes. And I don't think that there is an AI out there or a robot or whatever that could ever do a better job than we do on anything, I think. Anyway, so there it is. God's love and blessings always. May He protect you, and I will talk to y'all another time.